We live in a generation where people think that bringing a baby into a situation is going to keep somebody. They think that having a baby with a person will fix trust issues or make this person act right or make this person be with you or stay in this toxic situation, toxic relationship. But what it does is magnify a toxic situation into something more worse. You know, just because you have a baby with a person, it's not going to make y'all all of a sudden lock in for life and be together. What you're doing is creating a whole nother responsibility for a whole human being that's going to eventually grow up to see two people that don't get along in their parents, two people that's constantly at each other's throat, two people arguing, two people that can't stand to be in the same room with each other. And what that does is traumatize a person, traumatize this child. And it's not fair. It's not right. You know, I see a lot of women that plot on men. Oh, I'm not gonna take my plan B. I'm not gonna take my birth control. I'm going off the shot. But you already know that this man ain't grown up mentally yet. Is irresponsible with his finances, irresponsible with decision making, but yet and still, it was something about this man that made you decide to bring a baby into this world, thinking that it was gonna auto-correct him. It is not. What it does is he's gonna resent you for even bringing a baby in. And I'm gonna get to the fellows in a minute, but it's gonna make the behaviors even worse. You understand? If he was dealing with another woman on the side, you thought, okay, maybe if I had his baby, he'd cut her off and just be with me. It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna do nothing but keep going over there to her, and he's gonna be coming between you and this other lady. He's still gonna be raw dogging her and raw dogging you. And you're gonna be sitting up here salty, fat and pregnant, hoping, oh man, dang, I thought this would change him. And then what you do is get resentful and then want to go put him on child support or cause all types of problems. Put his business on Facebook, put his business on social media, reach out to the other chick. And the other chick, if she dumb and naive, she's not gonna leave him alone. That's gonna make her want him even more. Now she gonna want to have a baby with him. A lot of people weaponizing these children, and it's selfish as hell. It really is selfish because you ain't doing nothing but creating a single parent home, a very toxic environment, a lot of unwarranted stress that you don't need, stress on a baby, and stress on life, period. A lot of men will try to impregnate a woman as some kind of control mechanism. Oh, if I get her pregnant, she ain't gonna go nowhere. If I get her pregnant, she belong to me and only me. That's gonna be that's mine forever. Yeah, if she pregnant, yeah, she got to come back home. The woman might have left you, and she reach out to you 6 weeks to 2 months later and say, "Oh, I missed my period. I might be pregnant." A man to get all up in arms thinking, "Yeah, she coming back. We about to make it work. I got to lock in." But when the woman was with him, he didn't lock in at all. But a lot of people think that bringing a baby is gonna fix it. You know, a child is not collateral damage. A lot of people treat these kids like collateral damage control. Oh, if we bring this baby, we gonna come together and make it work. And it's not gonna work because if you're trying to build something on a muddy foundation, what's gonna happen? It's not gonna be a strong foundation. If you're already bringing a child into a toxic relationship, a toxic situationship, it's not gonna do nothing but magnify the problems. You're gonna subject this child to a life of domestic violence, a life of verbal abuse, a life of mental abuse, a life of a miserable life. It's just going to be a miserable life for everybody involved. All parties involved are going to be miserable because guess what? That child going to be looking for his daddy. That child going to be looking for mommy. When y'all take sole custody or just have the child stand with one parent 95% of the time, that child going to be looking around for mom or dad. And then when that child finally see y'all come together, it's a whole toxic situation where people ain't getting along. People can't be in the same room too long with each other. People arguing. You trying to get him to do more, and he didn't probably can't do as much. You set all these expectations on a person that wasn't already meeting the expectations to begin with, and you thought that bringing a baby in here was going to somehow make this person grow up, somehow change this person. You know, once a person is pretty much set in their ways, that's who they are. And then having a baby is going to expose a more diabolical side of this person. You're going to see this person probably turn bitter and more cold towards you. They're going to stop really giving a damn about your feelings or giving a damn how you perceive what's going on. They gonna say, well, I didn't tell you to have a baby. You decided to do that. I didn't tell you to stop taking your birth control. You stop taking your birth control. Yeah, people, y'all got to stop weaponizing these kids. It's very selfish. I know people that have done this, thinking that having a baby by a person that they was so in love with was going to change them. And then when they didn't get the result that they wanted, then it's, oh, I'm taking them to child support. Oh, I'm about to go and reach out to her and tell her everything that happened. But you knew this person was involved with other people, and you thought that having a baby was going to bring them to you. But what it did was just push that person further back. Or they just deal with you accordingly now. They'll probably still come through and hit it here and there, come up and lay up on your couch. They entertain you a little bit, only when it's good for them, only when it's convenient for them. They come over and play with the baby too, just to spend the night with you. A lot of people have bad intentions and they move in different type of angles, and having a child will expose the type of time that people operating on. And it makes it bad because now it's a child involved, a whole child that eventually the mother is going to be taken care of by herself because the man didn't want a baby to begin with. Even though he was probably having fun up in there, shooting up the club, you know what I'm saying? Going hard in the paint with you, multiple rounds, giving you the best loving that you ever had in your life. When y'all was in the act of it, oh yeah, we're going to have a baby. We're going to get married. Oh, I love you so much. But then when the baby came, crickets. You can't get this dude to buy some pull-ups. You can't get him to buy bottles. He don't know how to wash a bottle. He don't know how to change a pamper. He don't know how to look for diaper rashes. He don't know how to check a temperature. He don't know how to go through the teething phase. A lot of y'all are making babies out of spite or just because. You're not intentional when you are laying down with somebody. You know, babies are made out of love. Life is created out of love. Even when God created us, he created us out of love. And a lot of y'all are just making babies out of lust. A lot of y'all are making babies just to keep somebody. And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Because somebody's feelings gonna be hurt at the end of the day. Somebody's gonna be left without. Somebody gonna feel left out. Somebody gonna feel played. Somebody gonna feel rejected. Somebody gonna feel neglected. And a lot of it falls on the child. A lot of this falls right on the child, feeling neglected, feeling rejected, feeling that they're not protected, feeling like, why can't my parents get it right? And children are not dumb. They can observe all the stuff that's going on. Even as an infant, if the mother is going through some type of stress, the infant can feel that. But a lot of these people, a lot of these women and men create this environment. They create these toxic situations and then be looking around to everybody else for help or looking to jump on a person that wouldn't be with them with all their friends and family because they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get the results that they was looking for. Selfish. It's selfish people out here, man. And the baby catches all the strays. The child catches all that leftover residue, all that leftover trauma, the baby catching all that. True enough, you love your baby. You love your child. You love them. You're taking care of them. But to subject them to this kind of lifestyle, this kind of toxic behavior, this kind of toxic environment, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. You know, a lot of women, when they have kids and they're not getting the results that they want, they will hold the child back from seeing the dad. They will put the dad on like restrictions. Well, you only get Saturdays or you only get Sundays for an hour, and be bitter with it. And there's always an attitude or some kind of negative energy in the air when they get around each other. You know, to save face, just remain cordial with each other. Your child shouldn't be seeing the parents that they love in any kind of stressful situation, any kind of mood being altered because y'all two were irresponsible. But that's what it boils down to. It was two people irresponsible. They didn't take no measures to protect themselves, and they thought that bringing the child in this would fix it. And no child should be subjected to that. You know, it's important that these children are made out of love. That way, when you have these children, bring them into the world, they see two parents that are genuinely loving on each other. You have a better outcome for that child.